Hey guys, it's Rob from the FitLab, and today I'm here with Aaron Buchan, triathlon coach and endurance athlete. So Aaron, first off mate, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure, Rob. No worries, mate. Look, so 10 years in the fitness industry, I've had a huge passion for exercise and fitness. Running like multiple businesses. I was introduced into the sport of triathlon 7 years ago by a good friend of mine. I did my first race. It was a Tin Man, almost drowned in the swim, which is pretty stock standard. But from then I was pretty much addicted to it and loved it. So from there, triathlon has just been a big progression for me in my life, and the journey has been amazing.
Fantastic, mate. Well, no doubt you've accomplished a lot in that time. I mean, what's
Definitely.
going to be your biggest highlight, I guess, that you've had so far?
I think my biggest highlight that I've had was probably being on the Australian team and going to Chicago in 2015. That was a really big experience for me. Obviously a international race in Chicago on the Australian team, an unbelievable feeling that I suppose words can't really describe it.
Yeah, no doubt, definitely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And what do you think is going to be next for your triathlon?
Next for me, I think, obviously mid-season now, I'm feeling really reasonably fit and strong. So the next goal is going to be try and qualify for the World Series on the Gold Coast.
Okay.
Probably more likely sprint distance, and considering trying to qualify for Olympic distance as well. So that's probably the next goal. Yeah, definitely.
No, that's good. And obviously, a big part of your training is obviously coaching other athletes as well. Now, can you tell us a little bit about how you coach your clients?
Sure. So the way I like to coach a client is to identify mainly what their goals are and what their needs are for triathlon, and trying to break that down, trying to identify weaknesses, and then trying to obviously break that down to turn weaknesses into strengths. So a big thing I like to do, first of all, as is posture correction is a good foundation. A lot of triathletes, they're not doing any sort of stretching or any sort of core conditioning, anything like that. So these are really big foundation principles in regard to progressing into triathlon.
Yeah, cool, beautiful. I mean, obviously that's a big part of, I guess, one part of your strengths as well, but what are your other strengths as a coach also?
Other strengths as a coach, I think, are definitely personal, skills. Really trying to work with that client personally, trying to break down everyday life. It's not just physical, but it's mental, emotional as well.
Yeah.
So I spoke about goals, but goals can be so many factors in life. So I like to really get into that emotional side of things as well, overcoming fears and stuff like that as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, obviously, no doubt you've built up quite a team at the moment. Can you tell us a little bit about what's involved with your team and what your team's all about as well?
Sure. So look, the team that we've got is growing very, very quickly. So it's absolutely fantastic. It's a group of passionate people that are really serious about triathlons, and it's not just, they're not all super athletes. It's just people that have just started out as well. So the community of the team is absolutely amazing, and there's so much support there as well. Everyone seems to be really supporting each other, so it's a great atmosphere. So not just if you're looking at performance in your triathlon, but if you're looking at just starting out as well and coming into triathlon.
Beautiful. Now, obviously, it's a brand new year, mate. What are, I guess, going to be your biggest goals to focus on for the year of 2018?
So look, I've been thinking about this a lot, and triathlon in South Australia is pretty small. It's not big. It's like the other states, example Queensland, New South Wales, etc. They're really big for triathlon. Every triathlon has 500 to 600 competitors each race, if not more. So my goal is, as a coach, I want to bring 100 brand new people into triathlon by next season. So this is going to be from beginners, people who are looking at starting a triathlon but maybe haven't got that support networks. So that's going to be my goal, to bring 100 people into triathlon by the start of next season.
Oh, Fantastic, that's good. Now, obviously, you mentioned a bit about triathlon in South Australia. Where can you see the future of the triathlons in South Australia going?
So, as I mentioned before, look, it is tough. Like Triathlon SA have got a really hard job trying to promote, obviously, because they're such a small network. I think the future of triathlon is going to come down to the community of people coming together and really supporting a lot of the event managers, I suppose, to bring more people on. So, look, I've seen some of the stuff that Triathlon South Australia are trying to do, and obviously a lot of the event organisers, they're trying to keep it fresh and keep it new. So this is inspiring to athletes to I suppose get involved in the sport as well.
Yeah, cool. Now, I guess obviously you're talking about the athletes getting involved as well. So how else do you think, I guess, we as a community can help to grow triathlon in South Australia?
Sure. So I think, look, the community, it's going to be a really big support network for the community to come together. Just people like yourselves that are interested in triathlon, just to talk it up, try to motivate people, inspire people to come into triathlon. Look, people think that you have to be an athlete to do a triathlon, but look, anyone can do a triathlon. There's small triathlons like minis or tin mans that people can just come out and be active in. So I think just for us as athletes, as coaches, as family supporters, it's important just to promote it and talk about it. It's a great experience to come and do a triathlon, but it's great for fitness and for wellness, to keep people moving.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yep. Now, I guess also last question for you, mate. For someone that's not yet done a triathlon before, how do you think what's some of the best tools and tips you can give them on how they can first get started on their first race?
Sure. So look, as I said, you don't have to be an athlete to compete in a triathlon, but I think some of the foundation principles are important, like just a couple simple corrective exercises, just to making sure that you're starting off with that. Because look, the worst thing that you could do is come into a triathlon and get injured because you've got either bad posture or you've got an injury already. So I see it pretty common, people that sit at a desk all day, right? It's if you're just sitting at a desk all day and you want to come out and do a triathlon, the chances are that something could go wrong. So just some simple corrective exercise is a really good foundation principle to start with, and just obviously just starting with some light training sessions. So just keeping the body moving and getting it active and used to a swim, a bike and a run. It doesn't have to be a full-on training schedule, but just something that you can start to introduce that. And obviously once you've started to introduce that type of training and your body is starting to adapt to it, then you can start to put some more intense type training sessions into it.
Yeah, beautiful, excellent. Well, I think that's about all the questions I've got for you today, mate. So thank you so much for coming along. It's been a pleasure interviewing you and getting some great useful tips for everyone, no doubt.
Beautiful. Thanks, Rob.
Beautiful.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See ya.